This is One on One. Recently, my colleague Joanna Gagis spoke with Simonetti, co-host of Fox Business Network's morning show, to discuss business, the economy, and being a working mom. Here now is that conversation.
Welcome back to Life and Living. I'm joined right now by Simonetti, who is an anchor at Fox Business Network. Welcome to the program.
Good to see you. Thank you for having me.
What
a beautiful night.
It's a beautiful night. We are positioned right on the Hudson River with the backdrop of where you go to work every single day.
And it's the perfect temperature right now.
Yes, it is.
It's not humid. I can sleep here. I actually might.
She actually might, because she's a mom and a working woman. We're going to get into all of that. Lauren, tell us about your role at Fox right now.
Well, I work at Fox Business. I anchor a very early morning show, which is politics and business, and it's serious. And then I transition and I do like Good Day LA, Good Day New York, Good Day Chicago. So it's fun and upbeat. It's more like the business news for a consumer.
For the everyday person?
For the everyday person. So it transitions. And honestly, I love both of that. It's fun. I love it.
You've been with the network for a long time. You started actually as a producer before you moved on to the on-camera role.
Yep.
Was there something about business that drew you, that attracted you, that excited you?
No. I couldn't get a job right out of college.
I love it.
I couldn't get a job at all.
Honesty.
So I had an internship for CNN at the New York Stock Exchange, and I was making $25 an hour. It was more a freelance position than an internship. I was in college. And they'd pick me up in a black car, and the stock exchange was totally scary. And I was working with a reporter at the time. I would do this on it was Jane King and Claire Lake. They split the shift. Neither one of them are still there. And I'd read the Wall Street Journal with a highlighter. I had no idea what was going on. And
it's a different language entirely, right?
It was busy then, though. It's totally different language. But there was just so many people at the stock exchange. It was several rooms. You would physically get lost and then intimidated being around all these men. And I just started to ask questions and feel more comfortable, and then the freelance job turned into like a perma-lance kind of gig, and my first job out of graduate school. And I did it during grad school. So, and I started to love business, and the reason why is money makes the world go round. There's a money angle to everything, and it doesn't have to be wonky. And through Good Day New York, for instance, I've realized that it's not wonky at all. It's fascinating.
Give me an example of that. Make that come to life, because people hear you say that they say, there's a money angle to everything.
Right.
What's something that the average person wouldn't connect that you now, with your business brain, connect?
How badly do you want to go on a vacation? You're a working mom, you want to go on a vacation. Well, most people save for their home and for retirement, but right now people are saving more for the vacation. Why? Are we so stressed out that we'll go into, not joking, a study was out recently, $1,100 worth of debt just to take this vacation. And it takes you 6 months to recover from all the bills you accumulate being on vacation. Right. The dinner's out, the flight, the hotel, whatever. So that's a money angle, and we're talking about going to Tulum.
Right, and this is the everyday person, and probably represents most people, the average American. Do you understand your own life? Do you understand the world a bit better having this experience, seeing the world through this lens?
The older I get, the more I understand. It was difficult to do business news being so young and not having a mortgage, for instance, and giving my dad my taxes to do. But as you get older and go through the life experiences, getting married, having a child, I do understand more. It puts it in a different perspective. And then just following Washington right now, especially with this administration, is beyond fascinating. Just to see how it all connects. What is the market doing and why? Well, it's because Trump tweeted this. It's because they gave us this date for potential tax reform.
Not that there was ever a predictability about the market, but do you feel that there's an extra unpredictability these days?
Well, the predictability is that it wants to go up.
Right.
And sometimes you say to yourself, well, why is it going up? And it's this hope that the agenda of tax reform, infrastructure spending, healthcare reform, the expectation that goes through. Does it? We don't know. But there is that hopium out there, that cautious optimism, but it is a float higher. Other people will tell you fundamentally, going through the recession, companies have saved money, they cut all the excess, their headcount is where it needs to be. So their balance sheets are healthier, so they'll be able to be fine regardless of what happens in Washington.
So speaking of financial crashes, you have covered some of the major events that have happened. 2008, right? Stock market crash.
I remember I was a producer at the time, being outside Lehman Brothers, and everything about it I remember. I was working with Connell McShane at the time, and we were like, did they just go under? And we were trying to get someone coming out of the building to tell us. And those were
Lehman
crazy
Brothers
days.
and
yeah. among many others. Yeah.
Right.
Those were very long, confusing days of the
Yes,
time.
yes. Sleepless nights
Sad
for you?
days.
Yeah,
Sad
they
days.
were sad days.
They were
Bernie
different
Madoff?
then.
Bernie Madoff was another one?
That was fascinating. What really touched me about Bernie Madoff was going down to Florida and meeting the families, the victims. And these were good people. I mean, they did what they were supposed to do in life. They weren't rich by somewhere, but many were just, the parents that worked hard. They had their house. They might have had a summer house. They put their kids through college, and they were just trying to enjoy life. And then all of a sudden, the rug was pulled out from under them.
Trying to do the right thing.
Trying to do the right thing. Living the American dream. So Bernie Madoff was a fascinating story to cover. And to see the real human effect of that.
Speaking of human effect, and you mentioned earlier that as you go through these life stages, you really have a different understanding of your work. You recently became a mom, right?
20 months ago, yes.
20 months ago. It's still recent. Until they're sleeping through the night and eating on their own, I say it's a new mom. I speak from experience. How different is it being a working mom now and managing your schedule? Because you're working on the morning show, right?
One is doable, but I need to talk to you when it's time for the second, because I can't even, imagine how you do that.
Changes everything.
So I don't sleep. I might get, if I'm lucky, 4 hours a night.
What time do you go in? Because your show, FBN AM, starts at 5 a.m. every day.
Right, which means you have to be read in, prepared, and have your hair and makeup done. So
what time does that start for you?
I wake up at 1 o'clock in the morning, and I leave between 1:30 and 2 to go into work. But I get home early. So I'm a full-time employee, journalist, and I'm a full-time mom. I don't feel too guilty. Like if I have a late day at the office, that's okay, because she sees me multiple hours every day, and honestly, it's worth it.
You still have the rest of the day with her.
Make the doctor's appointments, the play dates. I'm there for all of that.
It's pretty special that you get to balance that, although I know it comes with sacrifice and, like you said, the sleepless nights, but you do have that balance, and a lot of people don't. If you had advice for a young producer or young on-camera talent trying to work their way up right now, what would it be?
I always tell all the young girls at work who ask me how I got on air, I always say, wait until you're 30 or close to 30. It's a very competitive industry.
Wait until you're 30 to do what?
To get on air. Because you don't know anything, and you don't know how much you don't know until you're in the position. We have so many interns who are beautiful and smart, and they have great voices, but you're just learning the business. It's not just about being on camera, it's knowing how to operate the camera, knowing that that's my camera, that's our two-shot, that's your camera, and my hair can't touch my mic. Going through that.
So that production experience for you, being a producer and understanding the ropes and what it takes to put a production
together. And if you
together.
look at the industry now, people are losing their jobs. Everything is automated, robo cameras. They're cutting costs every way they can. So if you can do multiple jobs, you're
marketable.
You're more marketable.
So everything comes back to money, right?
See, there you go.
I'm learning. I'm learning from you already. Lauren Simonetti, thank you so much. What a pleasure.
Nice to see you.
That was wonderful.
One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been a production of the Caucus Educational Corporation, celebrating over 25 years of broadcast excellence. Funding for this edition of One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been provided by TD Bank, the New Jersey Education Association, JAG Physical Therapy, Horizon Blue Cross Blue Shield of New Jersey, Johnson & Johnson, the New Jersey Office of the Insurance Fraud Prosecutor, and by the law firm of Gibbons, P.C. Transportation provided by Airbrook Limousine, serving the metropolitan New York, New Jersey area. One-on-One with Steve Adubato has been produced in partnership with TriStar Studios.